And then, super simple, those 5 just get 5. And then those 5 just get 5. It's the most amazing thing ever. Thanks. You ever see that story? Now, here's what I've learned in network marketing. If you want to get 5, if you want to do step 1, you could do that with a decision. I'm getting 5. You're not going to stop me. I'm doing it until I got it done. How many people ever got 5 by doing that? Made that decision. I'm doing it. Try and get my way. Right? And you can also get to the next level. You can tell your 5, you're getting 5. Give me your list. I'll call. Remember that story? But here's what happens. You can't get to the next level. You can't will it into, you can't get to the 125. You get to 5, you get to the 25 with your sheer will, your passion. I want to make it happen, but it's skills that get you to the 125. I see these people that had these huge groups with legs that, went 1,000,000 miles away from them. I knew everyone on my team, every name. I knew their middle names. I knew their birthdays. I knew their favorite color, okay? I knew them too well. I'd never met somebody, nobody ever introduced themselves to me, hey, I'm part of your team. I already knew everybody. Because what I would do is I'd build up to about 30 people on my own sheer will, and then it would shrink down again. And then I'd build it up, and then I'd shrink down, and I'd build it up, and I'd shrink down. And I rebuilt my organization my first 3 years 7 times. 7. Anybody ever rebuilt twice? You're in the early stages. Nothing. Don't worry about it. You start to doubt yourself, right? Maybe I'm just recruiting the wrong people. Maybe I need to recruit up. I'm going to recruit smarter people. Right? You ever had that thought? So you go do that, right? And then those smarter people go, I don't know if I want to hang out with a dumb person like you. Shrinks down again. Or one of the smart person's prospects goes boo, and the smart person says, I didn't like that experience. I don't want to ever have that again. So they walk away. And then I said, well, I'm not having enough fun, so let's make our group the party group. We'll just party, and in between, we'll talk about our products and our opportunity, right? Well, some people needed to go to therapy after this approach. I tried the love approach. We're just going to love and hug everybody. Nobody sold anything, We just loved each other. Yeah, I love you. I love you too. I'm excited. Oh, you're not as excited as I am. Okay. Aren't we both already signed up? Yeah, I guess we maybe need to go talk to somebody who hasn't signed up yet. So anyway, 7 times. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. And I got to tell you, I got a little bit, more than a little bit discouraged. I got really discouraged. I started to think it was me. And I don't know if any of you are at that stage where you start thinking, maybe I'm not built for this growing a network thing, this building a team thing. Maybe I should just coach people on their health transformation and leave the network building to somebody else. Maybe I'm not built for that. I started to think this. Maybe it's just not for me. Maybe I don't have the skills. Maybe I don't have the ability. Maybe those successful, those top people, they're born that way. They weren't made, they were born. They created this whole thing. I don't have that ability, maybe. One of the things that the company taught me to do is always go to the convention, like an event like this. They did 3 a year. Always go to the convention. That's one of the things I did from the beginning. I always went and I never missed. That was the one thing that they pounded into me early that saved me. Because all of my defining moments happened at events like this. All of them. So, I'm going to the events and I'm like, you ever see, how many people have been to more than 3 of these? More than 5. Okay, you more than 5. I'm going to talk to you for a second. Remember the first one you went to? Your eyes were this big. You're like, oh my gosh, I'm going to be on that stage. Look at that. It's so inspiring. It's so motivating. It's so unbelievable. Then, the next time, maybe life got in the way and you didn't really achieve what you wanted to achieve between events. You came to the next one. And then you said it again. Oh, now I'm not going to let life get in the way again. I'm going to do this. And you see the people walking across the stage, getting the awards, getting the big checks, getting the tears, the flowers. I want to thank the team. You know? You see all that? And it's not as inspiring as it was that first time. You start wondering, maybe I'm flawed. Maybe I'm not built for this. And that's what happened to me. After doing this 7 times, I went to the convention before my major breakthrough, and I was looking for a reason to quit. I was making enough money to pay the bills, but not enough to live a life. And I was looking for a reason to quit because I had lost faith in me 3 years in. And the night before the convention, I'm sitting in my hotel room, and I'm watching CNN, and there's some interview happening with an obscure expert, some expert on a crazy topic. And I was like, how does a person become an expert at that? It doesn't even make sense. Well, I suppose they have some experience with it. I suppose they interviewed everybody there was. I suppose they, maybe written a book or whatever. They've learned everything they could learn about it. Eventually CNN had to call them. Okay? So nothing happens that night. The next day, I'm watching the parade of success, sitting in the room, because I hadn't gotten on the stage like I wanted to. Okay? And it was like getting hit by lightning. I swear to you. All of a sudden, it connected with that expert on CNN the night before and what I was looking at, and I said, what if I decided to become an expert here? What if I decided to become world-class at the skills of network marketing starting right now? What if I let go of timing and positioning and comparing myself to others and fancy systems and unique techniques? And I just got the fundamentals down so hard in my head and in practice that if I do that and I let go of all that other stuff, of course I have to be on that stage. I have to. And until that moment, my dominating emotion was fear. My whole experience. Fear of not being in the right group, fear of being left behind, fear that I wasn't good enough, fear that I was in too late, fear that I was in too early, fear that I was living in the wrong town, all kinds of fears. And in that moment, when I decided to go pro, all my fear went away. It went away, literally. And I just said, I know what I need to do now. I've got to go figure out what the skills are, and I'm going to master them, and I'm going to start right now, and I'm not going to be stopped. I love this, decide, commit, succeed. You know what I would tell you? All you need is one of those. You know what it is? Decide. If you really make a decision, commitment is not an issue. Success is inevitable. The decision's everything. If you decide to let go of blaming other people for your lack of success and take responsibility from this moment, commitment and success will take care of themselves. That's what happened to me. And let me tell you what happened. Within 2 years of that decision, and from that decision immediately, the next month, people started to attract to me different because they could sense that I was committed, that I was serious, that I'd made a decision. They could tell. I didn't even have to say anything. And they started to, they could tell they wanted to be around me. They felt like they could sense that they could make more money with being around me and build a better team, learn more skills. Because I was a student from that moment on. I was front row, taking notes, hardcore, hitting it. No joke, interviewing every top earner in the business nonstop. And then putting it into practice. Okay? From making that decision 2 years later, I went from just barely getting by. When I was 29 years old, I made $980,000 when I was 29 years old. And commissions in this business. Right?